Welcome to the family meet. Here we get the opportunity to come together with extended families, direct, immediate families, friends, those that are connected by blood or friendship, a shared humanity to explore the profound importance of family in our lives. Through our heartfelt stories, we share personal experiences and uncover some lessons and challenges and joys that make our family relationships so vital. But at the heart of this conversation is the simple but powerful truth that we are all a part of the same human family. And the better we understand that and appreciate it, the more better life will be on planet Earth. So, with that said, I have the opportunity to be in the room with my son in law, Rodney Rollins. What's going on, Rodney Rollins?
Don't know how you doing, sir.
And I'm doing great and I'm getting better. I just want you to know, man, how much respect I have for you because you taught me many things over the years. You still teaching me. But I really appreciate you taking this time to come out and share with the family. With that said, I want you to kind of share who you are and tell us who you are and what you do, Rodney.
Well, I'm the son of Camise and Rodney Rollins. My mom made her transition, so may Allah be pleased with her. Uh, and I'm the first of their two children, but I'm the the second son for my father's children. I got an older brother and my brother right under me that grew up in the house with me, and I got a baby brother.
Mm-hmm.
So so um, that covers the family part. I've been a community activist, member of the Nation of Islam the past 22 years. So I dedicated my life to betterment of black people first, but
Mm-hmm.
overall in general the humanity. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, by trade, I was an electrician for 17 years. I transitioned over to what they call it's engineering aspect of automation.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I transitioned to that within the last year and a half, learning it, getting a better grasp of it. But I'm overall satisfied with the choice I made to transition.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but most importantly, I'm a husband and a father. Most
Mm-hmm.
importantly, um, that's pretty much just a general synopsis of who I
Mm-hmm.
am.
Tell me this, Rodney. Can you kind of explain what engineering for automation is? What does that entail? How's that work?
Well, it has a lot to do with software. Um, automation is pretty much uh, a more sophisticated term to say robotics.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty much having software and varying varying levels of software, varying degrees of software, self-run apparatus for the most
Really?
part. Yes, sir.
Now, are there
So,
any? Go ahead. Oh, go
so I
ahead.
was going to say, um, me being a engineer, I more don't get me wrong. I don't have any say or anything on the software. I just deal with the software that's given to me. But in terms of the technical aspect of it, I deal with every aspect of that, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
putting things in, taking things out, um, rerouting circuitry, um, the preventive maintenance with the machines, just the complete and total aspect of the upkeep of a machine and the maintenance of a machine and the operations of the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like I said, the actual engineer label, yeah, I don't. That's just a label. I guess that's the label that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
But from the technical aspect, I do everything in regards to these machines.
Mm-hmm. Now, what type of software do you use? Are there certain names? Are there some brand names for the kind of software that you use?
No, it's all in-house developed, but
Okay.
PackNet, Soteris, things that are in-house that's
Custom coded.
uh uh con, uh Canap. It's like Walmart pack size. I work for pack size. You got Walmart pack size and Canap, and the architects behind the software, they got together and do what they did. And so
Mhm.
what we would have to do is put certain PLCs on it, um, different different code that they wrote. Like I said, we us as the engineers, we had no say so over the software.
Mhm.
We just pretty
Mhm.
much install it and implement it, and we watch it go through and make sure the machine's response to it is in a timely fashion and in an orderly fashion, pretty much. And
Mhm.
if if it isn't, we troubleshoot it. Once it goes through and it's good, we just maintain the machine, make sure all the components work well in it, and that's pretty much it for the most part.
So the software that you work with to create functionality for a machine, what type of machines does it produce functionality for? Give me an example.
What well Walmart specifically uses an X5.
Hmm.
And you could get on YouTube and look up pack size X. You could get up a pack size machine. What it does, it takes Z-fold corrugate and it takes it through a machine and it passes through the cut and crease uh, to the flap cuts and the last cut before it goes in the side trim. And the side trim pretty much cuts two perfect sides, and the flap cut leaves it in the L. So when the box spinner folds it, it creates a perfect box. So it's
Mm.
pretty much taking Z fold corrugate in through a machine and passes through. Like I said, it's like a three step process for the cutting of them. Like I said, it's a cut
Hmm.
crease, it's a tie trim, and it's a flap cut.
Hmm.
Before it hits, it comes out of the end feeder and it goes to the press supports while it's doing the box folding. The press supports is folding it up and the wall drops down and
Hmm.
closes in while it's gluing. So you'll see in the video.
Okay.
So it's pretty much a machine that takes Z-fold corrugate and makes it into boxes.
Got it.
So
Got it.
if you're ordering anything from Walmart online, it's more than 100% is coming in a pack size box.
Okay. Got it.
A box that our machine a box that our machines produce for Walmart.
Okay. And what made you decide to move into this area professionally? What inspired you
Uh,
to move in that direction?
Well, I was actually at the building doing electrical work, and my supervisor at the time, shout out to to Malik. We just built a rapport because I used to have to work with him because I had to make a lot of the drops because
Hmm.
I was doing electrical. So we just built a rapport, built a relationship over like I want to say like a 6 month span where we pretty much saw each other Monday through Friday, and so we just built a rapport. We just and so it came time for me. My time was running down with the work that I had done on the building, and we was just talking one day, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm finna put my name in the hat. I don't know where I'm finna go next, but he was like, he just was like, I think you should come work for us. And I'm like, man, I didn't go to school. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I knew they were engineers. I'm like, man, I don't have a degree in engineering. He
Uh-huh.
looked at me right. He looked, mind you, at the time, I want to say Malik was like 26.
Okay.
And he was like, big bro, I done been around you. You don't need a degree. He said, I've been around you. You don't need a degree. And he was like, you'll learn. He said, what you have, we can't teach. He said
Mm.
your mechanical ability with working with your hands it's like it's second nature. We need that.
Mm.
He said because
Mm.
he said a lot of us are coming out of college. We don't have nobody to. We didn't deal with that aspect of it.
Right.
We know the book application
Right.
of it. We don't
Right.
know the practical application of it. So
Interesting.
so I thought about it. And he was like, when you come on, and this what sold me on it. He said, by the time you come on, big bro, it'll be Monday through Thursday. I said, excuse me? He said, yeah, we'll be working Monday through Thursday. I said, oh yeah,
I'm
sign me
in.
up. I said, sign me up.
I'm in.
I said, sign me up. And he was like, your standard salary, he said, it'd be like, he said, you'll start off at 75. He said, I know you're making more. I said, to work 4 days? That's more than enough. I was like, that's more than enough. He said, but you're gonna get your raises starting out quarterly. And since I'm your supervisor, I'm gonna see to it that you do it. So of
Okay.
course
It
I've
sounds like
gotten raises over that time period. So yeah, man, I just to this day, I like he's actually in Chicago now. He's a manager over there in Chicago.
Mm,
Um, so I still talk to him regularly. You know, it was a real like I was like, and I will say that to say that you never know who's watching.
mm-hmm. Right,
You never know the impression that you're leaving on somebody just by being yourself and
right,
being true to what you were taught and living in that light. You know, you
right,
never know who's watching. So
right. Interesting. Well, tell me this, Rodney. In the course of your life, not necessarily just with your job, but in the course of your life experience, and you've had a lot of exposure to a lot of different things. What has been one of the greatest challenges that you have faced in your life?
well, I would say the biggest challenge has been navigating life without the physical presence of my mother
Mm,
because I know the relationship me and my mom had, I don't think it could have been any better. Just by the
mm-hmm,
simple fact that you know, I've never argued with my mom.
mm,
Um, that don't mean I didn't disagree with some things she said, but I never argued with her because the thing about it was she knew that I was gonna do what I wanted to do anyway,
mm,
but I was prepared for whatever consequence came with it.
mm-hmm,
So whenever I would do something that would require a consequence, she would be mad that I would never like contest it. So you just gonna
mm-hmm.
sit there and say nothing? I'm like, no, man, I don't have nothing to say. So you just did, yes, ma'am. My dad was like, Amis, the boy, well, just do what you gonna do. He don't like do whatever you gonna do it. So, and that was one thing and that's I am to this day. Like I don't do anything without being aware of a consequence. So if I
Mm-hmm,
do something in regards knowing that it's a consequence, I'm obviously ready to take on whatever consequence that is. But I would say the hardest part, but it's a beauty in it being hard because I watched my father go through the same thing with his mom when my grandmother transitioned.
mm,
And I just pose this because I know our family just lost the matriarch of the family.
mm-hmm,
So I would just pose this, even though it's quite possibly the hardest thing that we've been through, the beauty and the blessing is sometimes we can't fully be who we need to be while they're present.
mm.
And so that's why
Interesting.
throughout the duration of the life that we was blessed to share with them, it's always certain parents are always teaching. Like
Mm-hmm,
at certain points, like especially when they feel, you know, whenever the need comes that well, I know my mom was always it was everything was always a teaching moment for her.
mm,
So it wasn't until she transitioned that certain things that she told me came back to me.
mm-hmm,
Certain things that oh I you don't understand fully or you can't grasp fully in their presence because in their absence it sets up a longing for the presence. So
mm-hmm,
your mind start to recall things you forgot over the years
mm-hmm,
that's been in your subconscious mind. So the longing for the physical present sets up a desire to see them, obviously. So it'll have your mind going back and recalling certain things that was just stored, and you was
mm-hmm,
like, oh, that's why she said that.
mm-hmm,
That's why
mm-hmm,
it was certain things. She was making a vision board, and
mm-hmm,
um, and she didn't add a lot to it. It was just really like simple vision board. So I used to be in her office all the time, and one day I was just sitting and it hit me. I looked at the vision board. I'm like, that's for me.
mm.
I was like, that's for you know what I'm saying. I was like, that's for me. Because
Okay.
it was literally everything that I want. It was literally everything that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Interesting.
not sitting here saying that my mom did that for me. What she wanted, what she wanted for herself, I think any individual would want for themselves. But it was just certain things on my mind that I figured that I had to get back to. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's for me. I'm looking up at the vision board like that's for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so on there was pretty much getting back into my studious habits, getting back in shape, getting married. But on there it was like for my mom and them, I guess it was like doing a bigger celebration because I think they was coming up on the 40th. They would be coming up on their 30th or 40th, and
Mm,
no, like closer to the 35th or 40th.
mm-hmm.
Um, Reading, eating the right way. So literally everything that these last what I want to say since 2018,
Mm-hmm.
everything that I've been doing since I pretty much followed that step by step. When it was
Interesting.
getting back in shape, getting gaining my remaining and staying more studious, doing more research,
Mm-hmm.
getting married. Um, Now it's time. We're in the we're going to start making improvements to beautify our home, and that was
Mm-hmm.
on. That was also on there too. So it's
Interesting.
like literally everything on there. And I'm telling Felicia now, you spend more time in that room than anybody. So that's for you too. I will point
Mm-hmm.
to that's for you too.
Mm, interesting, man. And I've seen you metamorphosize over time in terms of actually applying the stuff that you're talking about and seeing it create visible changes, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
tell me this, man, what is one of the greatest wins or victories that you have had in your life experience?
Oh man, plenty. I would say I was but just to keep it close to home. I would say sharing the space with someone who loves family as much as I do.
Mm, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. Now I'm gonna speak to this because you actually inspired me to do something some years ago, right? I saw you change from, well, you were not really overweight, but you were bigger, right? And all
Yes,
of a
sir.
sudden, you immediately I looked at you and you was fit and trim, like athletic. I'm like,
Yeah.
what happened? And you told me about this practice that you had where you would eat every other day, right? I
Yes,
remember
sir.
coming over your house, sitting down with you, talking to you, saying, dude, I need to understand how some of this stuff works because I'm endeavoring to create a more healthy environment, greater well-being for myself. And from you teaching me about how I guess you call it intermittent fasting. I don't know what if that's the right terminology for it, but it has put me in a place where I eat like once a day, not just 3 times a day, like TV
Right.
tells you is the way you're supposed to do it or whatever. But
Right.
tell me, what inspired you to make that transformation, man?
Well, I've been experimenting with my diet for the last 20 some years where
Mm,
I would eat uh once one meal a day. From that, when I was a young soldier, had no responsibility, I was on that hard. By the time I got out on my own and I was hell bent on making it on my own, I didn't want any handouts. So you start eating whenever you can eat. So I got off of that. But I was a vegetarian at the time also. I was a vegetarian
mm-hmm,
for 10 years straight. And I
mm,
hadn't ate beef in 20 years. I hadn't
wow.
ate I hadn't ate beef and I hadn't ate pork in like 26, 25 years.
Mm,
So I hadn't ate pork in like I want to say 25 years, 26 years, but I hadn't ate beef in 20 years. So really it was COVID and the phenomenon of COVID of me like, wow, like we literally can breathe death in. Like, you know what I'm
mm,
saying? It was just
real.
mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
So what happened was I went on a 3-day fast to try to gain a little bit more, to gain traction mentally. So when I go into my research, the research would be warranted. And I went from that 3-day fast. I felt so good. I was like, you know what? I'm finna endeavor to try to eat one meal every other day.
Mm,
And we read about in the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's the wise scientists. They're called the Exalted Assembly. They eat like once a week, and
mm,
whenever they get ready to die, they start eating a lot.
mm,
Once their time has come to, once they've reached the fulfillment of the duty and they get ready to pass it on to the next, they start eating.
mm.
And that
Interesting.
speed, yeah, they start eating. So of course that's surface. That's what it is on the surface, but it means something much. I can't really get into what it means, but
Mm-hmm.
just from a surface aspect, um, we do know that obesity eventually it leads to negative results, and you can only
Mm-hmm.
be obese if you eat too much. So the lesson in that to me was I need to restrict not only how many times I eat, but what I eat. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
already had that concept of what I
Right.
eat, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna try it. So, like I said, it went. I started. It was. I get the dates mixed up. I believe it was July 12th. If it wasn't July 12th, it was July 17th of 2020 of
Mm-hmm.
of the process of eating every other day. And
Mm.
by the grace of God, I've been able to sustain that until this current date. So I'm still eating every other day. Like
Interesting.
I ate yesterday, but I'm not gonna eat today. I'm gonna eat tomorrow. I'm not gonna eat Sunday. And this is pretty much on the days I don't eat, my body doesn't call for food at all.
Mm.
I'm not
Interesting.
hungry at all.
I had an encounter with fasting as well, and I still do periodically, but I think I spent maybe 10 years as a vegetarian, but that's after I had my initial fast. And I didn't have this fast on purpose. This is completely accidental. I didn't know what I was doing. But your wife actually was the inspiration, the catalyst behind this. Because when she was born, I was kind of out there. I really was not disciplined in my behaviors. And I really took seriously now, you brought a person to this planet. And this is the first person I was personally responsible for bringing to the planet Earth. So like, you got to really get serious about what you're doing with your life. So at that time, I said, okay, I tell you, I've heard things on this side from one religion, from one belief system, and I don't know what's real. So I said, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna eat until either God showed me something and I'll get an understanding, or I die. Now, if I die and there's no God there, then I'm cool. I mean, it was no loss, no harm, no foul. But if I have to beat God, I say, I was waiting for you to show me something, and you didn't show up. So in that fast, and I didn't know what I was doing because I wasn't drinking water or eating anything. I was just breathing air for 3 days. And around the third day, I started getting epiphanies. And your mind starts to start interpreting truth, the reality that's not taught through no outside source. That blew my mind.
That's
So I
right.
know that when you exercise in those particular disciplines, the intuitive capabilities that you possess are astronomically multiplied. Dude,
Right.
it's a powerful practice. I take my hat
No.
off to you, son.
Yeah, it definitely like I said, it went to me wanting to understand what COVID was, and then it was shown to me that the fast was one of those that I came off of and I was on a high. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this. And like I said, I've been on it now. I have been able to like the things in regards to revelation that I've seen, I normally keep that to myself and
Mm-hmm.
then I educate people in a way where they could understand it. Cause the way it come to me, if I told them they wouldn't understand.
Right, right.
So as it was revealed to me, I would either have to go to scripture to if someone was deeply rooted in scripture, I could go to scripture and show you, hey, this means this lines up with this, whether it's the Quran or the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Or if someone was just they could interpret it based on me giving them a thorough verbal translation of
Mm-hmm.
it in realm that I could, but
Mm-hmm.
when things like I tell people you have to be careful with that also because um if you wanna if you want to kill a root, expose it to the light before it's time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
everything
see.
has to start underground.
I got
Everything
you.
has to start within first.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to kill the root of it, then you expose it to the light because a seed sends a shoot down way before it sends a shoot up.
Right, right.
So you telling somebody, oh man, you could kill it right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was for you. And sometimes it's for not it's not to be spoken.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually for you to live it and someone to ask you, say, man, what was that you did right there? What was this? What was the meaning behind you doing this right here?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I always try to be one to lead with my actions. Yeah, I could
Mm-hmm.
talk, I'm eloquent, I could speak, but I think God put me to a point where I was just tired of talking. Like
Mm-hmm.
they would ask me, hey brother, you need to go you need to I'm like, man, I don't wanna, man, they ain't finna listen. I don't wanna talk.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom came to me in a dream um, and said, "Baby, we need to speak. Baby, we need to talk. You need to talk."
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and I spoke at the funeral, but then I went. But now I believe it's time because of me just knowing the state of the world and where we at and how it's paranoia over this or paranoia over that, that I would
Mm-hmm.
have my voice will have to amplify as a voice to kind of steady the ship because from an emotional standpoint, we all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what to believe, and a lot of that is food driven too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't grow our own foods. We don't know what the fact that uh, Kennedy the third, whatever, I forgot, I can't think of his name. The fact that he's in there and he's trying to outrule certain dyes in food and things of that nature, that's to let you know that food is kind of the main component of in these medications. Like pharmacy, the Latin root of it is pharmakeia, which means um the art of casting spells.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to watch what we eat and watch how much we eat it.
Mm-hmm. That kind of leads me into my next question. I hear you saying that you feel that the timing is where your voice may have to be projected. My question was going to be, where do you see yourself going in the future? What does that look like? What does the future look like for Rodney Rollins?
Um, well, first anchoring my family. That's before anything. Of course, well, now um serving my purpose, which is I feel like that's how you praise God. It's
Mm-hmm.
living in your purpose. So remaining in my purpose and what's along in my the first step in my purpose is to anchor my family. Now that
Okay.
just isn't my immediate family, the son I'm raising and the daughter that'll be here soon,
Mm.
or caring for my wife. That's the large amount of people that I've been blessed to be granted to have audiences with that
Mm.
look toward me for whether it's uh, the smallest percentage of inspiration or the smallest percentage of example. It means them.
Mm.
So I've been taught, trained by some of the best men that God has ever raised up. So I have I have to adhere
Mm.
to that calling. So
Mm.
that's what it
Interesting.
looks like for me in the future. It isn't necessarily of course I got plans on how to expand financially, but I think that's gonna come because I'm never not gonna be in the business of my family. Like when you're dealing
Mm.
with business, family is a business. So I'm
Mm.
never not gonna be in the business of my family.
Mm. Gotcha.
And when you're in the business of it, economics is the main cog in the apparatus of business.
Mm.
So that's never not gonna be on my mind how to expand that. But in order being able to read certain things on certain individuals and help them anchor or point out to them, hey, I think you should do this. And in doing that, that'll help me because
Mm.
I'm not the only one that God bless. You're not the only person that God show a revelation to
Mm.
or reveal something unto.
Right.
So in your purpose, your help always comes when you in your purpose.
Right. Right. Well, what do you and your family do in order to kind of like we do these meetings? Normally we'll meet once a month and I'm sharing this information. One of the reasons for me having this conversation with you is because I really believe that more of my family members need to see how huge and how diverse and how competent and talented extended family really is, right? So, but what do you do in your family to create greater cohesiveness or bonds or to support each other? What do y'all do?
Oh well, we run everything by the Grand Poobah, who's my dad,
Mm-hmm.
me and my brothers. And just here recently we started meeting once every month or once every 2 months
Mm-hmm.
just to check on the mental space,
Okay.
to see what mental space we're operating in terms of
Mm-hmm.
plans and that me and my brothers talk to each other daily.
Okay.
And they'll
Mm.
tell me what they got going on over here or what they got going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I talk to my father weekly, and I'm always just sharing
Mm-hmm.
tidbits with him of something I've
Mm-hmm.
read dealing with our spiritual system, something I've read and where I think it applies in this day, or he'll do the same with me, or he'll recommend a lecture that he's listening to and is like, hey, Head, I think you should check this out,
Mm-hmm.
and tell me what you get out of it. So it's just honestly continuing the same relationship I've always had with my brothers. We've always been close.
Mm-hmm.
Same relationship I always had with my father. We've always been close, and especially since we've been on this journey, this spiritual journey with Islam, we've always shared what we've come across in the
Mm-hmm.
realm of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a practice of not being so familiar with your siblings that you can't check in and tap in to see what's new,
Mm-hmm.
what new discoveries that they've come upon. So
Right. Interesting. You know, you said a couple of things that are I consider very profound in terms of the aspect of sometimes when your parents are planting those seeds and teaching you things that you may not fully grasp, but then when they're not there, you really start ruminating on pulling from that knowledge, kind of like it grows and it's going to bear fruit now, right?
well,
But when
yeah, I
it's,
just
Mhm.
I would just say we got a term in the South where it say he's gonna barbecue a mildew. So
It's
so
go
either
barbecue or mildew.
it's gonna barbecue a mildew. Either what my mom taught me when she's not here, I'm gonna dig deep and bring that out, or I'm gonna be over here in the corner, not being productive, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
being a slave to grief.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't raised to be that.
Right.
So yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's unfamiliar territory, but I've been given all the quintessential items I need to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you got to dig deeper than you ever done. I know I'm saying emotionally, I had to dig deeper than I had ever with anything, and make sure that she would be proud. But the thing about my mom is that when she was when my last conversation with her, which was literally like 3 days, but 3 or 4 days, no, like a week before she transitioned, she was just telling me how proud she was of me. And I'm like, I ain't did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to myself, I was like, well, maybe she was able, maybe the Almighty allowed her a glimpse into what I would be doing,
Mm-hmm.
what I would
Mm-hmm.
be doing. And
Mm-hmm.
she gave me specific instructions on what to do. Like
Really.
in regards to my family, she gave me specific instructions.
Mm. Okay.
And so once I started adhering to those specific instructions, it kind of gave me the motivation and it gave me the inspiration that I needed to further educate myself to continue to build myself in her absence, and
Mm-hmm.
which is a process that it doesn't stop.
Right. Right.
It doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say in that, and I know, like I said, I know the family we just lost the queen mother, but when someone has lived a life, and I didn't get a chance, I didn't get the blessing to be around your mother as much. But when you see the fruit that she bared, I don't have to know every turn and every. I can look and see.
Mm-hmm.
I can look and see, and I was telling Felicia like for y'all all stand on some of the biggest shoulders I ever seen
Mm-hmm.
a mother like. So it's on y'all to amplify that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's on you all. I'm talking right now. Now I'm talking to Ike. I'm talking to the ones I'm closer to now.
Mm-hmm.
Shantae.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's on y'all to amplify that.
That's powerful, man.
You
Powerful.
know, it's on y'all to amplify that. Because I know it's on me to amplify what my mama always live as long as I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
I'm
right.
always live long as Raheem here. As long the legacy is gonna always be here.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's my turn to impart to my children and to my family what my mom imparted in me. So
Yeah.
it keeps the cycle going. It's what we call the 360 in the mathematics. It's
Right.
360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That means it never stops. It
That's
continues
right.
to grow. It continues to circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's how life is formed.
Mm-hmm.
It's continuous circles. So
You know, there's something that I want to touch on because I realize that you're quite prolific in terms of your repertoire of music, man, because I've seen you perform, I've listened to some of your content that you've created. And when you talk about, raising your voice or being that voice that's kind of stabilized the ship, there's a lot of stuff that you've already written, man, that speaks, is timeless in its wisdom. And it speaks to insights that I think more and more people are going to begin to hear. Can you
Right.
speak on what inspired you to become as prolific an artist as you are?
Just being a student. I was always inclined musically, whether I was singing, dancing, but the phenomenon of rapping, it just it just it just blew my mind once I understood the concept. You know, as a child, it wasn't until an English teacher told me, uh, he was told me, man, your grasp on words, your grasp on words is pretty good. You ever thought about rapping? I'm like, I rap all the time. And he was like, just think about if you rap with a purpose, because and he knew he was pricking my brain because of
Mm-hmm.
the rappers he listened to.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of sent me on a journey, and I became a student.
Mm.
Uh, and I want to say like around my ninth grade sophomore year, my taste started expanding in the realm of rap. I've always had a rich taste in music, period. But in rap, it started, because I want to say back in the late 90s, everything was more regional based. So
Mm-hmm.
even though I always liked, if it was good to me, I liked, what I'm saying, I
Mm-hmm.
listened to it. But once I understood the structure of a metaphor, the structure of a simile in rap form,
Mm-hmm.
the structure of an automatopoeia or entendre in rap form,
Mm-hmm.
it blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just lent myself to the process of speaking, and I believe that when rap is done right, it's the greatest form of literature ever that you can ever present to
We
anybody.
man, we for real.
I
That's
think
great.
it's the greatest form of literature that can be presented. To me, it's literally when the Bible says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh, and it dwelled among men."
Mm-hmm.
To me, when rap is done right, rap is a perfect representation of that.
Yep.
When it's done right, when it's done the correct way, it's the proper representation of that. But it was just being enamored with the aspect of skill,
Mm-hmm.
the aspect of attention to detail, small intricacies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and me being a Virgo and being on the cusp of Virgo Libra, it says one of the things that my attention to detail, and I have to make is being a perfectionist. A perfectionist doesn't necessarily mean it has to be perfect, but it had the work with me, the work just had to have be done. As long as the
Mm-hmm.
work makes sense to me, then I know I
Mm-hmm.
can present it
Mm-hmm.
because it
Got
isn't
it.
half baked. I know I put everything in it. When I present it, if you know what to look for, everything is there.
Interesting.
Now, depending on people's taste, you could present the greatest meal to somebody, excuse the language, if they have piss poor taste, then they won't appreciate the meal
Mm-hmm.
you present before them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my job isn't to cater necessarily to your taste. My job is to look past your faults and see what you need.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So whenever I'm shifting up from a lyrical standpoint, it has to make sense to me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily if it don't make sense to me, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Got it.
So it has to make sense to me, and I have to be inspired to do it. And so, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, it's all about skill and display for me because I'm a student of it. So it was
Mm-hmm.
just like I said, it was a phenomenon to me. And once I became a student of it and lent myself to it, I just fell in love with the process.
Mm. Let me ask you this. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because of the fact that some of our experiences and our information is going to be of great value to generations yet unborn, right? If there was something that you would see that like one of the most important pieces of insight, knowledge, or value that you can share with my family, with generations yet to come, what would that be? What would be that jewel that you would want to pass on saying, If you don't remember nothing else, remember this.
I would say to make sure you gain a thorough knowledge of self,
Mm,
a thorough knowledge of self. You got to go back hundreds of thousands of years. Our story is, as long as the earth has been here, our story's been here. So
mm-hmm,
I would suggest that we gain a thorough knowledge of self,
mm-hmm,
starting with our family,
mm-hmm,
then expanding on. Because I was told that once you come face to face with God, then that's the apex.
mm,
And in doing and in exploring and in us going on the exploration of knowledge of self, it'll do exactly that. It'll bring us
mm.
face to face. It'll bring us face to face with God, and
Yep.
we'll learn while certain innate abilities that we do. We'll see where it emanates from. We'll see where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how all of us together make up that energy. We make up all of us together. We have a saying in Islam that all of us together make up Allah.
Mm. That's powerful, man. You know, I was reading in a book called The Impersonal Life, and that's one of the things that it was illustrating, saying that God was saying, "You are all cells within my body."
Right.
That's powerful, man.
Yes, sir.
That is powerful. Dude, I really appreciate you taking this time out to share with us. If somebody wanted to reach out to you or to get in touch with you, how can people get in touch with you? Are you on social? What kind of avenues can people connect with you on?
Yeah, I'm on IG, uh, Twitter. Just Megazar, my stage name, MGA hyphen CCAR, and that pretty much that'll take you to where all my music is streamed, um, and all of that. But if you really want to talk to me, you can just call Felicia. You know? you just call Felicia, and like Ike and all of them, they have my number. So
uh,
if anybody want to reach out to me, because this is amongst family,
yeah,
call me anytime.
yeah. Dude, I appreciate you, man. Tell us what Megazord means. Break that down for break
Uh,
up a chunk of that.
it got multiple meanings because I have a 5% nation background also with the Nation of Islam, and like when you use the supreme alphabet, it means Master God Allah seek zigzag Allah rule, and it's pretty much watch me leave my mark. That's pretty much what it means. Watch me leave my mark.
I like it.
And
Dude, I love it.
but the name with the name, and that's a but Zar translates to a Sar.
Mm,
Zar translates to Asar, and in the story of Egyptian who Asar and Aset and Osiris
mm-hmm,
and all of that, so it got a little bit of meaning. That even when I chose the name, I didn't know that just happened to be.
mm,
That just happened to be. But I was reading. I used to be extremely big on conspiracy theories, especially dealing around the Federal Reserve
mm-hmm,
and uh and the last czar of Russia. They were saying that in order for him to have not been schemed on by the international bankers, he would have had to have the love of everybody. He would have to have been a mega czar.
mm,
But they spelled it MEGA. How originally spelled mega, MEGA uh TSAR. So they were
mm.
saying he had to be a mega czar. And I was like, man, I like that. So I'm just gonna drop the E and make it like I'm gonna drop the E because I was influenced by RZA and the Jizzle,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wu Tang.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be mega,
Mm-hmm.
MGA,
Mm.
MGA. So I'm gonna put mega and just put Czar, and that's pretty much where that name came from. And then once I started applying the supreme alphabet to it, I was like, yeah, because once you see zigzag a la rule, because if I'm zigzagging, I mean I'm leaving a mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving a
Gotcha.
mark. So that's pretty much where the name came from.
Dude, I sure appreciate you taking this time out to share with the family. This is one y'all might want to watch a couple of times because this boy go deep, go federal with Rodney Rollins. That's it for this episode of the Family Meet. Signing out.